Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. This is Andrew, and as you can tell, I'm outside here in beautiful Costa Rica. Today's video is going to be about the things you do to keep peace with the narcissist. Guys, before I jump into it, remember, like, subscribe, share, thumbs up, all the good stuff. Let's keep the content going, and I appreciate you guys being here. I love you all. God bless you. Here we go. The things you do with the narcissist to keep peace. Kind of a long title, but I'm going to jump right into it. What it means is this: you do so many things in the narcissistic relationship, meaning you say things that you shouldn't say, like maybe you apologize or you agree with the narcissist when in fact you probably don't actually have the same feelings on the topic as they do. Or maybe you have things to say, things on your mind that you want to say and mention and be your authentic self, but you find out over time you can't do that. Or you don't do that, because if you do, what will happen is your feelings or views or thoughts will be not only discounted, but there's a very good chance some holes will be punched in them and you'll be feeling left worse than if you had not mentioned them at all. Another thing that you do for the narcissist is you are constantly on edge. You're walking on eggshells. You're trying to make them happy. And the reason you're trying to make them happy is because you've lost your sense of self, and you are so deep in this relationship that you find it easier to appease the narcissist rather than to take care of yourself. Think about that for a moment and replay it if you can. But that's true. So what happens is, slowly over time, the insidious narcissistic relationship, it takes away your sense of self, your sense of worth, your sense of value. All the good things that you had when you entered the narcissistic relationship, each and every one of them diminish over time. That's what insidious means. It means it's something that slowly creeps up on you, and before you know it, it's too late, and not good results happen. Another thing you'll do for the narcissist is you will be on time. I know you will, because I was. I'm on time. I try to be on time anyway, but with the narcissist, you want to be on time as is. So that means for anything, any occasion, or anything to pick them up, to drop them off, to any task or responsibility you have, you will be on time. Because if you're not on time, wow, will the narcissist let you hear about it, and how you've ruined their day, you've made their life miserable, and that they would never do that to you. When in fact, the narcissist is classically not on time, because you see, time is of no essence to them. They live their own little Hollywood script, and they do whatever they want to, whenever they want to. But you were on time, I'm sure. Another one would be in the house, if you live together, or maybe you spent time at their house, or however it was. I'm sure you did your part to help them out, meaning maybe you took the trash out, maybe you straightened up some things, maybe you swept, cooked for them is a classic, cooking. Went to the store, bought them supplies, things like that. And why did you do that? No, not because you're in love. You did it because you're now in the narcissist's web of deceit, lies, manipulation, and destruction. And you want to keep peace. That's why you were doing that. You see, in the very beginning, when you were in the love bomb stage, or in the early days of the relationship, that's a more equal time. And that's when the narcissist put on their full mask and hid behind the mask and got you sucked into their world. And that was a whole different time. But the love bomb's over. You're now in the relationship. Sorry about that light, guys. That's probably better. And I hope it is. And what you do is you're now appeasing them, not thinking about yourself. You're coming secondary. You're doing anything possible to make them happy. I know you are, guys, because that's what I did. And the more you realize what you're doing to help them and to keep the peace, let's say, in the family, or keep the peace in the relationship, the less value you have, not only to yourself, but to the narcissist. And you may say, Andrew, what are you talking about? I'm doing all these things. The narcissist loves me, and I'm doing the right thing, and I'm making their life easier. Yes, you are. And when you do that with the narcissist, you're actually not challenging anymore. You become boring. You become predictable. And the narcissist doesn't like that. Remember, the narcissist needs shiny new things. They need new toys and new people and places and events. and new experiences so they can disrupt them, so they can destroy them, and so they can ruin them. So then they can rinse, wash, and repeat with new things, new people, new places, and new concepts. That's what they do. So while you're in this narcissistic relationship, you're doing everything possible to keep them happy. I know you are, again, because that's what I did. And it's backfiring, guys. Not only are you not taking care of yourself and putting yourself first, which is what you should be doing, but you're putting the narcissist first. A person that does not love you, that does not care about you, that has zero empathy, and that literally thinks that they are so high above you, it's unbelievable. Take a few minutes and think about what I'm telling you right now. Your relationship with the narcissist, it's completely one-sided. They disappear for days, they gaslight you, they stonewall you, they don't talk to you, they future fake, they do all the terms we discuss on the channel, but what they don't do is they don't love you, and they're not on time, and they're not giving the way you're giving. Think about the last couple times you guys went on vacation or a trip or saw a movie or whatever you did. Was it equal? What did they pay? Did you pay? More importantly, if you did go on those trips, were they actually present? I mean, physically, they may have been present for a little bit of time before they got up and walked around and disappeared and did whatever they did. But were they actually present with you? I don't think they were, because I know that mine wasn't. So you see, the more you give and the more you contribute and the more you want to keep the peace, the less the narcissist cares about that. And the less the narcissist cares about that, the faster that relationship is going to dwindle. And you're going to be surprised. You're going to actually not find out. Sorry guys, they're being loud here. You're going to find out that the narcissist never cared. They just used you for supply. That's all they ever did. Here's another one that struck me yesterday. This happened to me, honestly, no joke, every day if I was home before the narcissist. But I still live in this condo, like you guys know, and the narcissist would come home from work. If I was home first, I would hear the car, and the first thing that would be done is, oh my God, the narcissist is home. Literally scramble, run around, make sure everything's in order, the dishes were done, the laundry's done, the chairs are perfectly aligned, the shoes are in place, everything. And I'm not making this up, guys. It's a fact. And I got so conditioned, kind of like Pavlov's dog, when they ring the bell and the dog knows what to do. That's what I was doing when I heard that car engine. And looking back, that's no way to live life. So what? There's a few dishes in the sink. So what? Laundry isn't done today. I'll do it later. No. And why did I do that, you're saying? Andrew, what are you thinking? You're a smart guy. The reason I did that was because at any given moment when the narcissist would come home, I never knew what mood they would be in. Would it be a great mood? Would it be a rage fit? Would it be me not being talked to? I didn't know. So to minimize the chances of the abuse I would endure, I would make sure the house was in perfect shape. Guys, it's a real thing. So that's a separate tip. But if you find yourself scrambling, running around when you hear the narcissist come home, and you're not yourself, and you get a little anxiety, or you feel like you need to, get the house in order, it's not natural. It's not normal, and it's certainly not healthy. You're in a narcissistic relationship. That's not good at all. Sorry about the lighting, guys. So the whole point of the video, which I'm going to end pretty quickly because of the light, is that let's try that. Is that you're never going to please the narcissist. And I know you're trying, and you're trying to keep the peace, and you're trying to keep the narcissist happy and your relationship going forward. But guys, the narcissist doesn't care. Trust me when I say it. You could do anything under the sun. The narcissist, it won't be good enough, because they're constantly on an endless search for supply, for validation, for destruction and manipulation. And it's just a matter of time before that clock ticks and it ends and they find something new. I know it's difficult. It's how it is. They do it. They're destructive, and they certainly don't care about anybody but themselves. So play this video, play it a few times. I hope you liked it. God bless you guys. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It would help out a lot. All the good stuff. Let's keep the channel going. This is Andrew from beautiful Costa Rica, and I will talk to you soon. You're not alone. Guys, remember, start pleasing yourself. Start taking care of yourselves. I know it's difficult for a lot of you, given your situations, I understand. but little steps, little things, one at a time. Start to empower yourself, get yourself back on track, and become the best version of you. I love you. God bless you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.